I like the presentation, and I like how you're having the kids work the workshops, and I feel like I can relate to that because I have my own mentoring program where it's just kids, and I feel like if the kids are doing that and working with each other, they'll feel more hands-on and want to encourage other kids to do it as well, so I like it.
Thank you.
Amazing story. Right. Jonathan.
If not us, who will tell our stories? Hi, my name is Jonathan Almerido, and I'm here to present to you, propose to you, a project called Our Great Unfinished Symphony, documenting and telling immigrant stories. It's a story that I actually can't really tell in prose, so I'm going to choose instead to tell it in verse. My history isn't mine, but instead roots itself in Rosalina's. Grandma, mother's mother, mystery of love, ceaseless wonder, existing solely in hobbies and facts, seamstress, cook, Catholic, moving from Philippines to Texas to California. Woman of an abandoned marriage, her husband left his Filipino family to start another in Florida. She put her life, her daughter's lives together, made a life worth living, sewed dresses to earn tuition for her daughters. Your life is a mythology, yet we two are distant, aloof. Seizures, those guns of Chekhov, worsened. Doctors told us that summer 2014 to prepare our lives, our worlds, to witness her only in tacit silhouette. You passed time in hospice, bound to bed, to wheelchair, waiting, ready. The rhythmic hissing of oxygen tank. And so I, frantic, wanting to know more, take my phone, start recording, documenting, asking questions about your lives, loves, fears, and passions, about your stories from the Philippines and California, learning to love you more, seeing how our lives, ourselves intertwine, intersect, dance iridescently, luminously. These, my students, all children of color, all like me, one or two generations removed from immigration to the United States, care about this world, know that Black Lives Matter, that water is life, that hate has no home here, that this is not normal. And now it's time for them to know the stories that, like my grandma's, echo quietly in their own, even especially when they only hear them faintly whirring. And so we start by recording podcasts, using microphones, portable, plug-in, and condenser. Each student will interview an immigrant family member and then transform those interviews into published narrative podcasts, splicing their own narration and with the voices of their interview subjects. Because, as we learn, isn't the story of our nation, of our state, one of immigrants? And so we tie the beauty and the pain of those immigrants to those of California immigrants, of those outside of the hegemony, like those displaced by the Dust Bowl, like the Japanese Americans interned, the braceros, and the migrant farm workers. However, the stories that we record are only as piercing and as beautiful as the people who breathe in them. And so, with pictures, we capture not just the subject, but things, their homes, the nooks, the crannies, the artifacts, the details that tell us more about a soul's journey than mere event details. They help us tell more tender stories, paint with love. Would that I had done the same. The objects I could have found, the questions I could have asked, the stories I could have learned, all lost with her. Because we of all ages learn about history from others. Even with a smaller budget, take turns with devices, lend them to students, record with our phones, our parents' phones, take pictures with devices, sketch, photograph, paint, anything to tell the story and to have it documented. We'd interview to learn about people from our community, about the past ties to present, our families, the stories of our community, the foundations of our nation, the beliefs that distinguish us, and how we became who we are today. Because while this project is one of history, it's one of bonds too. It's one of telling a proper story, of knowing who we are, where we came from, and where we're going. And for my students, their children, their children's children, it's about whose story is told, and and how memory breathes life into eternity. So I close with you, Grandma. Thank you for your stories. Thank you for your beauty, your grace, your love, your laughter, your art, your pain, your suffering, and in the end, the you became us. Thank you.
I loved your presentation. I loved what you plan to do for your students. I love the fact that you were willing to tell us your story as part of your presentation. This project to me looks amazing. Thank you.